This is the Schmo with the pro, with the manager, the head coach here at Xtreme Couture, the one and only Eric Nicksick. How we doing?
Fight week, baby.
It's a big fight week. I mean, every week is fight week for you. I feel like you're always over there at the UFC Apex. The Schmo always sees you, but this one, a little bit bigger maybe.
It's going to be the next heavyweight champ since Randy Couture that we bring back to Xtreme Couture. The next belt, UFC belt.
There it is. There it is from the man himself, Eric Nicksick. Now, Francis Ngannou, this is a tall task. Stipe Miocic is one of the few humans on planet Earth to beat this guy. But since then, he's been on a tear, man. What is it, 4 straight knockouts for Francis Ngannou? Everybody knows it's going to be about wrestling and grappling with Stipe Miocic. But what have you done to give you guys the confidence it won't go the same way this time?
He just put all the time in, that's all we can do. Stipe's the GOAT, in my opinion. He's the best to ever do it, the heavyweight division. So, we put on that work for the last almost 2.5, 3 years now and getting this guy where we want him to be. We've been working on all of his MMA skill set. We want the fight IQ to be there, but, we also want to incorporate our own game plan as far as the wrestling stuff goes. So, it's going to be important to kind of mix everything up for us.
Do you believe that Francis will be dictating the pace of this fight?
I think he has to, I think he has to. If you go back to the first fight, Stipe kind of controlled the center and got him on his heels a little bit, shot underneath some of the stuff that he threw wildly, so those adjustments need to be made. But, it's a small cage, so, especially at the heavyweight division, 4-ounce gloves, small cage, you're going to find each other pretty quick.
Indeed. Now, you also manage a lot of these guys. One in particular, Aljamain Sterling, the new UFC Bantamweight champion. I know he's back in New York right now, but what was the immediate conversations you had with Aljo? Because it was a controversial situation a couple weeks ago.
He didn't do anything wrong. And he was obviously upset. We went to the hospital, we got back, and he had a lot of family and friends that were here to help celebrate with him or be there for him one way or the other. So we got back home, I said, hey man, these people came a long way to be here for you, to support you, celebrate with them, enjoy the moment. You've earned it. This is a long time coming. So, in my opinion, he didn't do anything wrong. We're going to get the rematch anyway. So just refocus up, get healthy, and let's get back into it.
Obviously, it could be the best situation for him because you got that first look at Petr Yan, man. So do you already know what's inside your mind for how you would attack him differently in the rematch?
100%. I didn't want to lay it all on him in the car ride home, but, I'd already started taking some notes and some ideas and concepts. And Aljamain being the fighter that he is, he had the same ideas, same thoughts. We're all already kind of playing it through our head on what we want to do better. So we'll have a different attack, I think, or approach into the next fight.
Matt Serra, he was a little upset he wasn't in the corner. Did that surprise everybody?
I don't blame him. I understand where he was coming from. So from my angle, I always thought Matt was going to be in the corner, to be quite honest with you. So my job was to help bridge the gap between Vegas and Long Island. That was my job. So when the fight week came, I was going to sit back and watch basically Longo and Serra work. But whatever Serra and Aljamain had, that was between those two. I've talked to Matt. Matt and I are good friends. I have no problem. Matt had no problem with me. He was like, look, man, I just assumed that I was going to be there. I thought he was too. I hope those guys cleared everything up because, to be honest with you, those guys have been together for such a long time. I know how Matt would have felt. I know what he was feeling. So I was very empathetic into that scenario. So unfortunately, it didn't look great because of the whole situation at hand. But at the end of the day, that's between Matt, and Aljamain. Hopefully they get everything worked out.
It looks like they have. Via social media, those two are back there in New York training together again.
And that's, exactly what got him to this point, right? This guy's been working with Serra and Longo his whole career. Again, he moved out here because of some COVID, some real estate, some other stuff. So he wanted somebody out here to kind of shore everything up for him, and that was me. When the fight week comes, he's a Serra Longo guy. I have no problem stepping back and watching the show.
What's the status of the trademark for Sicko Saturday? You got that all buttoned up by now?
I need to get that buttoned up for sure. That was something we started about 3 or 4 years ago, and I think the inception of that was basically like Dan Ige and a couple other guys. No one else wanted to do them. Everybody ducked them when they had to, but all of a sudden they start seeing Dan Ige winning the fights that he's winning, and everyone wants to be a part of it. So
You got a lot of different guys coming in here to train from, let's say, Khabib Nurmagomedov. He's been here. Justin Gaethje, Kamaru Usman, the champion. A lot of different guys come here to Xtreme Couture to get some work in, man. How do you balance all the scheduling? Because you got some members who pay their dues on time.
Yeah, it's just that. I think you just kind of want to make sure that you have that good balance between the people that are here full time and then the guests that come in. But at the end of the day, like having those people in your room raise the level of the gym, raise the level of the team. So I always ask those guys too when they come in, show something, teach something. So Usman has no problem hopping on the mats. Henry Cejudo will show something. Khabib will show something. You know, anytime Trevor Whitman's in, I always ask him to run the practice or do something. You know, it's important that these guys get other looks and see other things that are out there because they're so stuck in kind of, not necessarily stuck, but they're in our system that it's nice for them to be able to branch out. So it's always important when you have good guys in here like that.
And there's a big reason why this gym won the Schmo's Award for Gym of the Year because of the reasons of what you just stated.
Yeah, no, we really appreciate that, man. That was like one of my biggest goals was to win a publication award like that. We set foot knowing that, you know, this is going to be a transient city. A lot of people are going to travel here, come to the PI, come to Vegas, but to be able to have a gym where we set a standard and that everybody fits and sets that standard, you know, good things are going to happen. So when guys that from outside gyms, maybe they're out of the camps, they can come here and train and they feel like they're at home.
And listen, not just fighters have untraditional ways of getting to where they are, but you yourself, man, you don't have a traditional way of becoming the head coach here at Xtreme Couture and now being in a situation to be the guy who's leading the potential heavyweight champion of the world.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. It's definitely come full circle. You know, the first time I actually stepped into this gym, Randy Couture was physically getting ready for Tim Sylvia. That was the first time I came into this gym. So, and then obviously we know what happened. Randy won the belt. So yeah, it's definitely come full circle. And here we are. You know, we're almost 6 days away from fighting again.
Good juju with this man, Coach Eric Nicksick. Can we get a final message for all your fans out there worldwide?
Burn the boats, baby. Go at it. Full speed ahead, you know? Don't leave anything behind.
He's the pro. I'm the schmo. We're out.